Well, I just got my box of D16-4 engines. Let's open them up and take a look. And here they are, the 25-piece Black Max Q-Jet engine. Again, this is a D16-4, but I'm going to show you that it's got the same form factor of a standard C65 18mm engine. So I can use these in my Big Bertha. And here's the packet of engines. These are actually, they call them, I think, Q-toothpicks. They're just like a little piece of plastic that holds the igniter in. Underneath that is a pack of igniters. And let's open it up and take a look at one of these engines. They're very interesting. Okay, so let's quickly compare these engines. Here is a C65. This one's used, but doesn't make much difference. So we have a C65 and we have a D16-4. What's interesting is they're both the same form factor, so I can use them in my small rockets. So now the Big Bertha, besides using a C65, can use this D16-4. So going from a C to a D means we double the total amount of energy that we have, total energy that can be expended. However, going from a 6 to a 16 means we significantly increase our overall total thrust. When you're dealing with a heavier rocket, if you only have a thrust of 6, most of your energy is burned up just fighting gravity. However, here with a thrust of 16, we can overcome gravity quite quickly and move the rocket very, very fast. But also moving from a C to a D gives us double the energy. So double the energy and over 2.5 times the thrust really will make this Big Bertha rocket go quite well. Just a little bit on this particular engine. The nozzle itself is said to be made of a ceramic, whereas the nozzle on the Estes engine is actually a compressed clay. So the ceramic should be a lot harder, which is definitely necessary for the very high thrust that we're going to be experiencing. One thing about these engines is that they're very less sensitive to shock, which is good. I just dropped it twice. The reason it's propellant in this is basically a mixture of powdered metal with an oxidizer such as perchlorate mixed into a rubbery substance. So this material is extremely stable, very resilient to any type of mechanical shock. The last thing I want to show is the igniter. For these particular engines, the igniter goes all the way down into the engine all the way, which is interesting because it lights from the top and then it burns from the top down to the bottom. So if you take a look at this igniter, I have this in there and I knocked it over again, but the igniter is in there all the way. But as you can see, I can pull this igniter out and look at how far out this comes. You keep on pulling this out. And that's how far the igniter comes out. So the igniter, we can see here, goes in and it goes all the way in. Now what's interesting is that when it lights from the top and burns down to the bottom, is that the burning material from the top shoots down and lights the entire engine. Now you might think that burning from the center to the outside would make it burn faster and faster, and it certainly would, in which case the thrust would continue to grow. However, the propellant at the top is actually thinner. So actually it's going to burn out from the top and slowly burn out toward the bottom. So what this does is you get this initial high thrust, then you get a leveling out of the thrust as the propellant begins to burn out from the top down to the bottom. So these are very clever engines, some very interesting engineering going into this. That's basically the way that the engines work on the actual space shuttle. So yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this into my Big Bertha and trying it out in about a week. Okay, so I put one of these engines in the back of my Big Bertha, and as you can see, it just slides right in there. So this Big Bertha is going to fly very nice on this D16, and I hope if we have a nice clear day, about a week and a half, I'm going to show you some very beautiful launches of my Big Berthas on D16s, and that should go very nice. What's also nice about these engines, you can also use them with adapters. Now my High Flyer XL, you see is a 24mm engine mount, and this is the D engine that I ran with a D12.5, and it fits in there very nicely, and I just flew this last week. Had a very nice flight. But what do I do if I want to use this particular engine? This, of course, is an 18mm, and it's certainly not going to fit very well into this 24mm mount. So what do? We're going to use this device right here. This is an engine adapter. I'm going to show you how that works. So you can see the engine adapter is nothing more than a plastic shell that fits around the 18mm engine, and it makes it look like a 24mm engine. So you can see this now has the same form factor as the D engine. I can go ahead and I can put that into my High Flyer XL and fly my High Flyer XL on a D16 rather than a D12. Even though they're both D, they have the same amount of energy. This one has a thrust of 16 instead of 12. So more of the thrust is going to go into sending the rocket a lot higher. So this should give me a higher flight, even though they're both D engines. In order to put this D engine size into my High Flyer XL, I need to put this little adapter on the front, or I think they call it a spacer. This now will give it the size of an E engine, and now it will fit inside my High Flyer XL just fine. And now I am all set. Notice how the engine hook slides into this little slot on the edge of the engine adapter. So now you can see I have this D16 engine inside my High Flyer, and it should perform much better than my D12 engine, which is right here. But what's interesting is that this is a 24 millimeter engine. This is only an 18, so it's a smaller size, but it has much more thrust, much more energy. And it's all because it uses a higher energy propellant. So yeah, I'm looking forward to launching this. This should be a very interesting flight. And I'm going to fly everything on D16s in my next launch. We'll see you in about a week and a half.